Hi guys, happy day 8 of my finishing a book a day challenge. We are halfway through, woo! I finished Stone Blind yesterday, which I realized I did not update on because I don't think I filmed anything after yoga, but I did really enjoy it and I would recommend. This is like an easy way to get into Greek mythology. These are some fun retellings of it and I liked the ending and kind of how everything was brought together. I'd give this like a 4 out of 5 stars. Today's book of the day is Revolve by Bal Cabra. I am actually reading this on my phone, so I don't have the physical book with me. I really want the book, but I said I wasn't gonna buy any books during this challenge, and I feel like I was in the mood for a hockey romance today. Something chill. I've been reading a lot, so I'm trying to switch it up and read what I'm in the mood for so I don't get burned out. I've just been reading that while I've been exporting and downloading footage, so not too far of the way into that, but I'm on lunch now, so I think I'm gonna eat my little lunch and read a little more. I just love this series. It gives me like similar vibes to Elle Kennedy Off-Campus series just because it's all the same hockey players in this friend group and it follows like each of them and their romances. And yeah, I really like the first 2 books, so this one is fun. It's a figure skater who's in need of a doubles partner and then a hockey player who's on suspension. So I feel like I've read this trope before. Maybe this is Icebreaker. I feel like this is similar to the Icebreaker tropes, but I'm eating it up. I love it. I'll read the same hockey romance over and over again and still have the time of my life. So yeah, feel like good read for the day. Hi guys, I am back with a reading update. Unfortunately, not as far as the way through the book as I thought I would be. And I do have 6 a.m. sculpt tomorrow, so I was hoping to go to bed kind of soon. However, we have half of the book to get through, so it is time to lock in. I know I can do this. I don't want to have to do this. However, for the sake of the challenge, I am going to stay up until I finish my hockey romance book, which I should be able to fly through it. This is the first time I'm having some free time to read this evening, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. I think I'm gonna do a face mask and lock in, so stay tuned. And welcome to day 9 of my finishing a book a day challenge. We have a special guest. Nye chose our book of the day today, which is The Midnight Library, and she's so kindly been reading it aloud to me.
It's been honestly really enjoyable.
I think this is fun. I was getting a little burnt out, gotta be honest. I think us reading this together has really
it is fun.
Been very fun. And this is a good book. I think this was a good book for today. It's not too long. It goes by quickly, like the chapters. Nora's a very funny character.
She is really hilarious.
She's been cracking us up.
I feel like I've been on a day journey with Nora.
Yeah.
You know?
It's about this woman who wants to kill herself and basically wakes up in this midnight library where she can see all of the different choices if she'd made, like what her life would have turned out like.
I'm like really enjoying it so far. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I also think like Matt did a lot of research on philosophy. Like he's very accurately like quoting different philosophers. Like we've had Thoreau quoted a million different times. We just had Nietzsche. Like she did her work.
And it's doing it in a way too where it's like not unaccessible like for like your average reader, I'd say. Like it's still funny, but it's like smart too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been taking turns reading this aloud. We're like 83 pages in. We have 200 more to go.
Yeah, not bad.
I think we can do this, yeah.
Totally.
My reading update for yesterday, because I don't think I told you guys, I finished Revolve. And I loved it. I think like 4.5 stars, honestly.
Oh.
Like maybe my favorite in the series. I really think you have to read it. I just love their relationship so much. I love the skating aspect of it, that they're partners. He is like so down bad for her and she's avoidant. And he just like is pining, just like trying to convince her to date him. And I just love that. And I love the found family and I'm excited for the next in the series.
Hell yeah.
They set it up really well, so I think it's gonna be really good.
That's exciting. I only read the first one.
You should read Spiral soon. But Spiral isn't like, it doesn't take place at the college, so this one was fun because it feels like we're back at the college with all the friends.
Did I read Collide then?
You did read Collide.
Okay.
On that note, should we keep reading?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want me to read it now? Or you
Whatever.
read it?
I can read. I get more engaged.
Yeah. No, same.
Yeah, Elena's ill. She looked at me the other day. She goes, "What about maybe I should explore audiobooks?" Okay.
And so this is my audio blog.
Yeah.
Happy day 10 of my 2-week reading challenge. Today's book of the day is The Songbird and the Heart of the Stone. I'm really excited to read this. This is an accompanying duology, The Serpent and Wings of Night, which I really loved. That was just a fun vampire romantasy, so I'm excited to see what this is about. Honestly, I just know the main girl in it because we're introduced to her in the first duology, but I don't really know the premise of it outside of that, so I'm just excited to see what happens. It is a bit of a long one. And unfortunately, yesterday I did not finish The Midnight Library. However, that is because Nye and I were reading it together out loud, and we were just having so much fun reading it to each other that I was like, I'd rather just finish it together than like finish it on my own. So I think we'll be able to finish that today. We have less than 100 pages left, and it's just really good. It's such a good book, and it's just really fun to read together. And I feel like that kind of reinvigorated me for this challenge too. It was nice to make it like an activity for the two of us. That being said, I think this will be a good book for today just because I love a good romantasy and I like this author a lot. I feel like she did a really good job of building the world in the first one, so I'm excited to get back into that. I am about to take my lunch break from work here, so need to figure out what I'm gonna do for lunch and read a little more. I woke up a little early to read before work. I'm only like 40 pages in. It is almost a 400-page book. That's okay. We're gonna make it happen. Hi vlog, I am about to head to yoga but wanted to give a little reading update. I am more than halfway done with the book, which I am really enjoying. I do think maybe I should have chose something a little shorter for today, seeing as we're like 280 in, getting towards the end of the day. However, this is such a fun world and romance fantasy that I'm just really enjoying it. I literally love the two. I love the main character and I loved her in the other book. She was so fun, but it's really cool being in her head and kind of seeing her backstory. And then same with the male main character, Asar. The two of them are just obsessed and good chemistry. They're on a quest in the underworld. It's really fun. I think this is gonna be a highly rated book of mine, but yeah, I need to head to yoga now, and then when I get back we can do some more reading. But it's my little update. Guys, welcome to day 11 of my 14-day reading challenge. Woo, we are reaching the end here. Today's book of the day is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I have had this for a while. I think I bought this like 2 years ago when I was on a work trip because I saw it in the banned book section and I was interested. And it's like a queer, dark academia. I'm like 50 pages in here. It's also YA, so I feel like this will be something I can hopefully fly through. The words are big, bigger than yesterday. I want to give an update because I didn't tell you guys. I finished A Songbird and Heart of Stone, and I think it might be my first 5-star read of this challenge, which is so exciting. Honestly thought I might have reached one a little earlier, but this one was really, really good, and it just had like everything I like in a romantasy. Like the adventure they went on together was super interesting. They're going through different levels of hell to resurrect a god, so it's just like a very cool concept. It had like the perfect amount of like slow burn with the romance, and I really liked like the side characters too, and her backstory is super interesting. So that is a 5-star romantasy, and I'm really excited to read the next book. I think it's out. That was yesterday's read. Wanted to update on. I am getting started a little late today on this challenge. It's like 7 p.m. I just got back from SoulCycle, but I think this is only 300 pages today. I think I should be able to do this quickly. I need to order myself dinner here. Also, side note, I feel like filming every day for 14 days, I'm running out of places to film in my tiny, dark apartment. So if you're getting bored, me too. I'm sorry. That is my update for now. I'm gonna get to reading. and welcome to day 12 of my Finishing a Book a Day challenge. Today's book of the day is Ledge by Stacey Mickiwan. This is a fantasy trilogy. You can tell I'm really in a fantasy era lately. Honestly, it's like the only thing I've been wanting to read during this challenge, so I've just been going off vibes, because if I don't, then I won't be finishing a book a day. So this is what was calling me today. Read a couple pages this morning while I was drinking my coffee. I'm only like 20 pages in. I just got back from Trader Joe's because I have like no groceries in the house, so I need to make myself some lunch, but then I am going to lock into this book. I'm really excited. Honestly, like I don't remember what this is about, so I'm going in with a pretty open mind, which I think is fun. And then for an update for yesterday, I finished Lesson in Vengeance. It was really fun. I'd say it like kind of reminded me of a mixture between like the Thrashers and People Like Us. It's like rich boarding school, all girls, dark academia vibes. There's like a little like witchy kind of like tarot to it as well, because the main character is obsessed with these murders that happened like 200 years ago of these 5 girls who were accused of being witches. So that's definitely like an underlying theme of the book too, and you're like can't tell if magic is real in the world or not, which I think is fun. I thought it was a good read for yesterday. I'm gonna give it to my sister to read next because I think she'd really enjoy it too. I think I'd give it like a 3.5 stars. I kind of guessed what was gonna happen in the end, and I feel like the mystery aspect of it wasn't too much of a mystery to me. I kind of guessed what was going to happen, but it was still really fun. Dialogue between the characters and the relationships between the girls were interesting. We only have a couple more days left of this challenge, guys. Not gonna lie, I'm very excited to be done with this. Just need a couple days off from reading, but honestly, like my screen time has never been lower. I have yet to say I'm bored during this challenge, which was what I was trying to beat, and I feel like I'm really crushing through my physical TBR, so all positives, but yeah. Hi guys, happy day 13 of my 14-day reading challenge. Only 2 days left. Wow, so exciting. It has felt very long, and also like I started yesterday, so don't know what to feel about that. But today's book of the day is Perfect Fit by Claire Gilmore. I have been holding on to this for a while. I'm borrowing it from my mom, and I honestly don't remember the premise, but I was in the mood for a romance, and I enjoyed the last book I read of hers, which I think was Love Interest. It was a cute workplace romance, and I think this also appears to be another workplace romance. So trying to switch up the fantasy vibes, I was like, I really cannot read another fantasy today because I'm just keep comparing it to all the other ones I've read. It's around lunchtime as well, so I didn't want to choose something that was like too long, just so I give myself enough time to finish since I do have plans tonight. I think I'm gonna make myself some lunch and get started on this. As for yesterday's book of the day, Ledge, I did in fact finish last night, and it was a really fun fantasy. I think honestly like 4-star fantasy. I'm excited to read the rest of the trilogy. I was worried about starting that. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna want to read the next one immediately, but I think I'm gonna sit with the first one for a little bit before I start the second one and maybe add the sequel to my Christmas book wish list. A little enemies to lovers romantasy, which I just always will eat up. And yeah, there's a fun cast of characters and tension. I like the world. It's very interesting. It's basically this girl grows up in this really harsh mountain town where twice a year the humans are chosen by Galatians as like sacrifices basically, and so she's chosen, and then it basically goes from there. So it's very interesting. That is my little update. Okay, I'm like halfway done with this now, and I am actually obsessed. I liked her last book, but I am loving this. This is so cute. It's high school friends reconnected, or they're not like high school friends. She was best friends with his sister, and they had a falling out because the two of them kissed. And then they run into each other in Austin, where she's working as a CEO of a fashion startup and he's a consultant, and they start working together, and it's just really cute. He's so obsessed with her. I love it so much. And she's just like very type A, organized, hardworking woman. Doesn't have time to date, but the two of them have some good chemistry, and it's really fun, and I love the dialogue. I love the fashion startup she's part of too. It's super interesting. I like that aspect of it a lot, and I love her best friend in this too. So yeah, I feel like this is just having all the things I like in a romance book, and I'm very glad I'm reading this for one of my final books. So yeah. guys. Happy day 14 of my reading challenge. Woo, we're on the last day. Today's book of the day is The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and her daughter, Shelby Cunningham. So very excited to read this. I love Ellen Hildebrand. I've read like a bunch of her Nantucket novels. And I saw this at Costco, which, side note, this sticker is annoying the shit out of me. I really need to do something about that. So I saw this at Costco and I was very excited to read it. So this is, I think, a good one to end on. It is unfortunately 400 pages and it's around dinner time and I'm 30 pages in. So I do kind of need to lock in. Not gonna lie, I was a bit hungover this morning, and then I had a 2-hour-long yoga class and was hanging out with my friend Allie. So I have not spent too much time reading, but that's okay because I have nothing to do tonight besides this. So from like the 30 pages I've read, it already feels similar to the Hotel Nantucket book I've read, just because they're setting up like the cast of characters and like the way that the school runs. I feel like the descriptions are just reminding me of how she described everything in Hotel Nantucket, and I love that book. So I'm excited about this, and it seems like there's already some like sinister aspects to this prep school. I'm very excited to get into it, so let's get to reading. Hi vlog, it is officially the end of my challenge. I finished The Academy last night, but wanted to wait until today to give a little recap because I want to talk about this and also about the challenge in general, and I finished at like 11:30 and wasn't really feeling the most concise with my thoughts. First, for the book, I really enjoyed this. It had like all of the like ingredients, I feel like, of a regular Ellen Hildebrand book, but like just with a different setting, which I really enjoyed. It's like the cast of characters is like the students at this prep school, the teachers and faculty, and I just thought it was really interesting, kind of everyone's different POV and how the story developed with all the drama between all of the characters. I thought this was really fun and just a good insight into a little prep school drama. It seems like it's gonna be a series and I'm like ready to get into the next book. So I feel like that's a good sign. This is like a 4-star read for me. I think it was a fun book to end on. As for the challenge in general, I'm very glad I did this. I have never read that amount of books in such a short amount of time, and I think it was a good like mental challenge for me. I also have never had such low screen time. Like, I put a limit on my phone to only go on social media for like an hour a day, and there were only a couple of days I feel like where I actually had to hit the limit, which is rare. Usually I'm ignoring the limit. I felt like I got into a good routine of waking up a little early before work and reading before work, which I feel like is just really nice. Same with reading before bed. I honestly have like, I usually have a little bit of trouble sleeping, but I felt like falling asleep every night right after finishing my book was like, I had much more restful sleep than if I was scrolling before bed. I do think it needed to end when it did because I was reaching a burnout / reading slump. It was becoming a little bit of a chore to keep reading. It's like as soon as I was reading, I was fine, but like the thought of having to spend like around 4 hours of my day reading a book. I thought I'd finish the challenge and be like ready to take a break from reading, but I've already downloaded the next book I want to read on my phone, which I feel like is fun. I'm still in like a good era of reading, and I feel like I'm definitely not going to read at this rate, but I'm excited at all the books I got to read, and I feel like I was able to do like a good mixture of different genres and get through my TBR at a pace I usually do not do. And now I'm ready for like the holidays and more books and some little winter Christmassy romances, new fantasy. I think this was a really good challenge, and thank you so much for following along with me. I will see you guys soon.